You know I'm right, Nick Durst and Joe Calabrese, and we're gonna dive right into the Royal Rumble action this weekend right now. So we will start off with the match that I guess some people are intrigued by. I know you're a big fan of the Maverick, Logan Paul. He's taking on Kevin Owens, and are they gonna cut this Logan Paul run short right before WrestleMania? I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
so.
think
I
so.
think
No.
I think it's pretty clear Logan Paul is going to win this. He is the betting favorite at -2,000 as well.
Yes, he is. Uh, I like the build-up going into this match. There's a long history here because, as alluded to on SmackDown, the first time that these two interacted was actually WrestleMania. Now almost 3 years ago. That WrestleMania in Tampa was the first time the WWE had fans at an event, a major event for the first time since COVID happened, and Logan Paul showed up and he interacted with KO after his match with Sami Zayn, and he got Stone Cold Stunnered, right? So, as we've seen Logan Paul over the course of the last year or so, he's very much a natural, athletically gifted, uh, awesome, legitimate athletic background. I think at first he was kind of like playing himself as a character, but I think as he's gotten more reps in, he's become more of a WWE style character. I think the Maverick moniker is very good for him. I think he's a great heel. I think he's a
What,
natural
what is a
heel.
Maverick? What does that mean? Was that his nickname before wrestling? Did they come up with that? Where did that come from?
I think it was a WWE created thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because he always proclaimed himself as a social media megastar, right? And I guess that kind of gives a little hint into maybe what the direction they might take with Logan Paul heading into WrestleMania. But the point being is that Logan Paul has adapted very well. I really think he's a natural when it comes to pro wrestling. And I think Kevin Owens, in terms of matching somebody up with him, is one of the best possible matchups that you could get. So it's for the United States Championship. It's Logan Paul's first major championship defense. And that's why I also think he's going to win. I think he's going to carry the United States title into WrestleMania in Philly.
All right. So we're in agreement there. I guess it's going to be some sort of screwy finish, though, and I will take it from there. So that'll probably, I would say, be
Start the
the second
show.
match of the show. I think they'll go
Oh,
Rumble. They'll go to Rumble first. Women's Rumble start the show.
yeah, you're right. The Women's Rumble will start the show. Because there's only 4 matches.
Right. Next match we'll discuss will be that Women's Rumble. So we were saying for months we think it's going to be Bayley. Now I'm leaning more towards Becky Lynch. I think Jade Cargill's going to get involved. I think Nia Jax is going to be pretty dominant in this one.
Right.
Liv Morgan probably makes her return.
Correct.
Will Sasha Banks be there? I doubt it at this point. I think Stephanie Stratton will have a nice showing in the match.
I agree.
What are you looking at in this match, and who do you think is going to win?
All right, so let's go over the betting odds for this match. Bayley, as of right now, is now the favorite. And that's interesting because I believe as of a couple of days ago, the favorites were both CM Punk, and we'll get to the men's later, and Becky Lynch. And now Bayley has become the favorite, and Punk is tied with somebody. So Bayley is the plus 135 favorite. Becky Lynch is plus 200. As you mentioned, Jade Cargill, who hasn't debuted yet in a match on WWE TV, but she has made an appearance. She made that appearance with Charlotte Flair, and we hope Charlotte Flair recuperates and recovers from her injury in time because her missing WrestleMania absolutely freaking sucks. But Jade Cargill is plus 300, Nia Jax is plus 800, and then Raquel Rodriguez and Bianca Belair round out the top names at plus 900 and plus 1,000 respectively. Liv Morgan is plus 1,400. I do think she's going to return. I don't think she's going to win the match. So now we have to look at what you're seeing on television. And on Raw, they kind of previewed and hyped up a potential Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch match, right? So if you want to get there, Becky Lynch could easily win the Royal Rumble, challenge Rhea Ripley, and then you have a match right there. So it seems to me that there are two names. It's either Bailey or it's Becky, right?
Mhm.
I think that based on what we've seen, how the WWE kind of likes to operate, I think Bailey is more inclined to win this match because she hasn't had a major singles push in a long
Yeah, but
time.
the problem is, Joe, she's not going to get a great reaction because she's still a heel. She needs to go into this match as a face, I think.
I think enough of the crowd will cheer for
Well,
her.
who's she throwing at? Is she throwing out Becky?
I don't know who she would throw out last. My guess is that there might be some time, like some
Maybe
point
she
in the
throws out
match.
Asuka last.
That's what I think is going to happen. I think she's going to throw out Asuka and possibly Kairi Sane, and the crowd is going to like feed into it a little bit. So they show it on the graphic, and we always talk about this, the final four. So the first four women that you see on the graphic are Bailey, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, and Bianca Belair, right?
No. See,
I have a hard
I
time
was
believing
thinking.
those aren't the final four, right?
All right. Well, I thought Bianca was going to win, and they were going to do her versus Rhea. But then it's like, what is
Well, I
Becky doing? Is Becky going to face Nia Jax at WrestleMania?
my original assumption, and I told you this for a really long time, was that I thought that Damage Control was going to do their own angle heading into WrestleMania, and I thought the WWE Women's Championship match, which is now on SmackDown, was going to be Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair, one-on-one.
Right.
Because they've only been in a match once, and it didn't have a clean ending at all, and it was kind of like a teaser. Because they know they're two biggest stars and two biggest athletic um, beasts in the ring. They are both awesome. But yeah, I think that Rhea and Becky is probably, for all intents and purposes, the Raw women's match, unless they decide that they want to add somebody like Liv Morgan. That's always a possibility. But I do think Liv is going to show up in the match. I think she'll return.
She's not
I
going to win.
think she's not going to win. Naomi will return now that Trinity is done with her Impact Wrestling
Naomi got to
run.
go
So
Final Four then to bring it to the floor.
that's what I think is going to happen. I think your final four is going to be Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Bailey, and Naomi Trinity as a surprise return.
So about Jade Cargill? She's not going to make it to the Final Four?
I think she'll be in the final 5 or 6. I think she will eliminate Nia Jax, and then I
Jax.
think Jade will be very. I think those are going to be the final 6.
Interesting. Maybe Jade should just win and she should just destroy Rhea Ripley in like 5 seconds. That would
Well,
be
I
a
don't
way to
know.
make it act, you know?
These reports on Twitter say she's still green. She's still training, and she's been training with
Yeah, if
Natalia.
she's training,
And
then why is she going to be in the Royal Rumble?
Well, the Royal
You're going
Rumble,
to
you
lose
don't
the
have
first
to.
match?
It's not like a structured match. You can come in, you can perform your moves, you can kind of go with the flow.
People are going to
of
start
everything.
forgetting about her now, so they need to get her out there.
I think she's going to show up late in the match. I believe she will be number 30. That is my prediction.
All right, so you got Bailey winning, right?
Bailey winning the
I'm
Rumble.
gonna go with a bit of a long shot. I'm gonna go Bianca goes back to back. I think she's gonna challenge Rhea Ripley, and I think they're gonna do Bailey versus Io,
But
and
they'll set it up right. They'll set it up without using the
and
Rumble.
they're gonna do Becky and Nia rematch at WrestleMania. Because if you do it the way where Bailey wins, right, and then you have Becky challenge Rhea, what's Bianca Belair doing at WrestleMania?
That's a good question. I thought about that, and
So
she doesn't have a clear path.
that's my theory. Also, let's keep this in mind, Joe, that there's not going to be a men's world championship elimination chamber match.
Right.
Roman's not going to be there, and Seth is not going
to compete, and
so
Gunther
that means
he's not allowed in Australia. So their top 3 men's champions.
The women's titles are going to be on the line,
right,
in the elimination chamber. Maybe Logan Paul is in the elimination chamber, the U.S. title, but if at minimum we're looking at one of the women's championships online at the chamber. I would do all Damage Control in the chamber plus 2 others. That'd be crazy.
I think that would be an interesting idea as well.
The
Something
Raw,
I've thought about.
They can't do it if they're doing a Raw again. It's the same thing they just did when they had like the Fatal 5-Way a few a little while back. Remember? And so that's the same. And then they got to do a tag title match in the chamber. I think they're gonna have to put DIY, the Creed brothers, Damien and Finn Balor. They're gonna have to for eliminate. They have no other matches to do in elimination chamber.
So I mean,
Or are
you
they
could
going to do
easily
that
do
more
that.
contender match for the championships? I guess. I mean, because we'll get to. I guess we'll discuss that after we talk about the men's Rumble and everything.
I
Like
think
that.
I think the let's talk about the men's rumble first before we
Right.
go to elimination chamber.
Well, you want to talk men's Rumble first? Or you want to talk the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match?
Uh, let's talk men's rumble first.
All right, men's Rumble right now. CM Punk, I've been saying since he came back, he's going to win the Rumble because I thought he was going to face Roman Reigns and lose to him. I knew Cody's got no shot. He's not winning the Rumble. He's not winning
I
back to
don't think
back.
so. No, he's
Uh,
not. He's not finishing the story at WrestleMania. Sorry, guys. As much as I
so
love him, he's not doing it.
right, but right now, I think Joe. I think they're going to go with Gunther. I think Gunther's going to win the Royal Rumble. He's emerged as the co-betting favorite right now with 3-2 with
Yes.
CM
Right.
Punk. I don't know why they had that angle with Seth Rollins. I thought Seth Rollins, he's hurt. I don't like Damian Priest. I want him to lose the cash in, but he should just be cashed in on, and they can move on for the storylines there. I think they'll end up doing Cody versus CM Punk. There's not much backstory there, but they got to have some filler matches for them, I guess, because it seems like The Rock, I mean, he's on First Take. He's talking about Roman Reigns. He had his little thing there. He's going to have his promo. I don't think The Rock's going to be in this match, though. Okay, there's going to be a lot of letdown at number 30 when he doesn't come out, and they send out Rey Mysterio in his return. Rock's tough. Cody's 9-4, Rock 9-1. Then you got Jey Uso's 14-1. Sami Zayn, maybe he makes his return 2-1. Drew McIntyre 10-1. Brock Lesnar, in lieu of what's come out recently, maybe he won't be in the Rumble. We'll see. I thought he was going to return, but I think The Rock, he'll just challenge Roman Reigns. So I think we're really looking at a 2-horse race here between Gunther and CM Punk.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it. I don't think Gunther is going to win the match, but like the more I look at it, like that we had a confrontation on Raw with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, and as soon as it ended, people were like, "Oh, this is the match that I want to see at WrestleMania now," right? So at that point, it became.
I didn't really want to see
Seth
Gunther versus
Rollins.
Seth Rollins. I don't think they match up well. But
I don't think so either.
I'd like to see Gunther win the Royal Rumble, though. But Gunther
I
should
think
be challenging Roman Reigns.
And then losing because
No,
he's not beating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I really don't know who's going to win the Royal Rumble.
I think that's a good thing, though. Every year we usually know.
I want to say this. I want to say that The Rock shows up in some capacity because they're not working Elimination Chamber, and you have to set, at the very least, a timetable for when that
could
match
be
is going to happen.
after. This match we think is going on before the title match, which is weird.
Right.
But, a few things here, okay? How is it that Bobby Lashley, he's got the same odds as Santos Escobar and Big
I know, it's so strange.
Come on.
I agree with that. I think Bobby Lashley is the dark horse to actually win the Royal Rumble because I believe internally that they really. I think with the women's, there's an idea. It's okay. It's either Becky's going to win and she's going to outright challenge Rhea Ripley, or it's going to be Bayley. They're going to tease it like Batista, and then ultimately she's going to choose Io Sky because Damage Control turned on her. Those are two very clear paths. With the men's path, there's no clear path. Right?
Whoever wins the men's match, they should drag it out for like over a month.
Absolutely.
And keep going to SmackDown. Paul Heyman sweating. Like CM Punk would be good at that. Okay?
Let me ask you a question. You wouldn't want to see Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? That'd be awesome.
I do. I just
Bobby deserves it.
Whether it's CM Punk, whether it's Gunther or somebody else. I don't want them to come out on Raw Monday and say, I'm challenging you, Seth Rollins, even though they should because he's hurt. I want them to go to SmackDown. I want to see how does Paul Heyman interact with CM Punk again? Or what is Roman going to do if he comes face-to-face with the ring general Gunther? I mean, that is an intriguing storyline just to tease at least because you have Imperium, you have Jay and Solo, the three of them staring at each other in the ring. Like that's something like to at least tease looking ahead. I don't see any odds for Omos in this match, but I imagine he's going to be in the match, right? He's going to lose.
I imagine he'll be in the match too. I think. Yeah, I'm trying to. imagine
I
who
want
throws
to.
him
I
out
want to
of
see
the
what
small
our truth
guys.
does. I hope he comes out with the ladder again. He's ready. He's ready for elimination chamber or something.
I think that I want to see. I want to see. I don't know if this is going to happen in the Royal Rumble match, but I'm just throwing this idea out there. I want to see R-Truth try to cash in Money in the Bank for Damian Priest. I think that
Team
would
Ladder
be
match.
so
That'd be great.
funny. That'd be
That's what
hysterical.
they should do.
All right, I'm gonna choose CM Punk to win. I think it's a boring decision, but at the end of the day, at
Makes sense.
least it makes sense. He's already interacted with Seth. He's already interacted with Cody.
All right, so CM Punk wins, right? Who's he challenging? Is he gonna if he challenges Seth, right? Let's say he challenges Seth.
Right.
What's Cody Rhodes gonna do? Who's he gonna face? From Raw.
Drew McIntyre.
Ugh, that's boring.
I think that at this point they have two combinations you could do. You can do Cody versus Drew and Punk versus Rollins for the title, or you can do Seth versus Drew and Punk versus Cody. So
Well,
I would.
maybe, it could have been in CM Punk's new deal, like that he's gonna win.
Right, it could have been for all intents and purposes.
But we're in agreement. It's going to be Punk or Gunther. You're going Punk. I've been saying Punk since he came back. I thought he was going to, like I said, I thought he was going to challenge Roman Reigns and lose. That's why they put him on Raw right now to hide so they didn't interact. But I don't know. I think I'm feeling Gunther. I feel like he had a strong showing last year. Triple H has been talking him up for the whole year, and I think he's going to go Asuka style, where he relinquishes the title without losing it.
Not a bad idea. Then you could do a tournament. You could do a tournament for the Intercontinental title heading into WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think, but maybe if Gunther's not winning right now, right, the time for him to win is probably going to be on that Germany pay-per-view to be the world champ. He's going to be a big supporter there.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. But all right, that's for the winner. But let's talk some fun stuff. MJF 25-1 to win. Does he make his WWE debut in the Royal Rumble on Saturday night?
No.
Does Gunther show up on Saturday, or does he get there for Sunday?
Does Gunther show up?
Yeah, remember he thinks it's Sunday, so maybe he missed it.
Right. Okay.
All right, so no MJF. Okay.
No MJF. No.
All right. Any debuts in either match, men's or women's?
I mean, are we counting like NXT debuts or like legitimate just debuts?
I would say either like a return or like a a new signing like Kushida or something or whatever that guy's name is.
Okada. I don't think Okada will debut in the Rumble. I think Andrade will return and be in the Royal Rumble match. And I believe that both Braun Breaker and Trick Williams will be in the Royal Rumble match.
What about Carmelo Hayes?
Him too. I forget that they had a match after they got hurt. But yeah,
they're having a match tomorrow night. Theory versus Carmelo Hayes.
Theory versus Melo. Yep.
But I think all right.
All three of NXT's biggest stars over the course of the last couple of months are going to be in the Rumble match.
Give me the big surprise return. Is it the Hurricane again? Is it Michelle McCool for like every single Rumble she's been in now?
All I know is I saw an X-Pac tweet. So
all right,
X-Pac wouldn't be bad. I mean, it's you come in, you do like the chops and the Bronco Buster, and maybe you hit like an X Factor, and then after a minute or two, somebody throws you out, right? Like maybe like Gunther throws him out.
So who's throwing Cody out?
I don't know.
McIntyre, Claymore.
My inkling is that the final three are going to be Cody, Punk, and Gunther. I think Gunther is going to eliminate Cody, and I think Punk is going to eliminate Gunther.
Okay, that works. All right.
I got the final two right last year, didn't I?
You said Cody and Gunther last year. They're going to come down to them again.
No, I think they're going to be.
By the way, Okada is 50-1 to win. Big E, is he returning?
I hope so. I really do. And I'll tell you something. The way that they've been doing this Imperium and New Day stuff, it's like the missing ingredient. Big E If
Gunther.
if he were to show up, that would make me happy because I miss him. You know,
He's gotta show up where he's coming to make the save for the New Day,
right,
not in the Royal Rumble.
right.
Gotta go crazy. Brock Lesnar, is he gonna be in the Royal Rumble?
At this point, I don't think so.
I think no. I think not.
I think no. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Solo Sikoa, Final Four.
Very possible. Yes, I think any of Jimmy, Jay, or Solo kind of like being in that final 4 or 5 mixes is in play.
Who eliminates Jay? Is it Jimmy or Solo?
I think Jay eliminates Jimmy, and then I think Solo eliminates Jay.
Okay.
So if you want to say that the final four is Solo, Gunther,
You gotta
Cody, and
assume
Punk,
Jay
yeah,
is gonna verse
Jimmy.
Jimmy at WrestleMania, where he's gonna tag with Kofi.
Jimmy and Jay is going to open up night 2 on Sunday night.
All right.
1,000%. I think that's a mortal lock.
Who gets the biggest pop of the night?
The biggest pop?
Yeah.
We have to talk about the title match now because the biggest pop, I think, if the title match is on last, will happen at the end of the show.
So it's not gonna be. So you're not gonna go with LA Knight or the returning Sami Zayn.
No.
You're gonna go with. All right. So the
let's
title
talk about-
match here.
Yes.
We got. I think LA Knight will be the crowd favorite in this title match. I think he's got no shot to win, unfortunately.
No.
And Roman Reigns is going to win. It's just a matter of how does the bloodline help him cheat. I've seen this a million times now. I have no interest. So let's just skip to after the match. Does The Rock show up? What happens, Joe? What's going to happen?
I think The Rock shows up at the end of the show. I think he rock bottoms Roman Reigns. I think he points to the
I think The Rock is going to just come out and point to the sign, and that's it. It's going to end. No physicality.
No, I think he's going to give him a rock bottom, and then he's going to point to the sign afterwards.
He's going to come out like a Philly again, and he's going to raise his arm, like he did at Philadelphia, and then give him the rock bottom, and then Paul Heyman's going to be like, "Oh my gosh!"
Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Oh boy! And then they could run an angle where, Jimmy, the quarterback, he's got to handle this, so he goes to the UFL opener and he's hunting down The Rock.
Excellent. I love it. For a while, I thought there was a chance for The Rock to actually be in the Royal Rumble match as a true surprise. There's no need for him to be in the Rumble. There's no need to be. And then you read all these Twitter reports, right, from the dirt sheets. Apparently, there is a rumor to be a major, major surprise that is unrelated to the Royal Rumble matches. Well, guess what? There's only 2 matches on the show, and one of them involves Roman Reigns. So, if you're putting 2 and 2 together, the logical thing is that if Roman Reigns in the Universal Championship match ends the show, which it did last year, so I have no reason not to believe it's going to, not main event this year, The Rock is going to show up at the end. And he's already made it known that he wants to be
it makes sense that the most electrifying man in sports entertainment shows up at the former site of the Thunderdome to bring the electricity.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine that they did the Thunderdome.
That's where it was, the Thunderdome.
It was. Yep.
What a time. What a time. All right, Joe, any last thoughts on the Royal Rumble? Because we got to just figure out what's going to happen at the Elimination Chamber now. It's like,
yes,
how does this work without either the main champs competing and the Intercontinental champ not competing? And is Logan Paul going to be a part timer who is? Maybe he's going to have a match at the Elimination Chamber, but is he going to be in an Elimination Chamber match? I mean, he's crazy enough that he probably would want to, but who's he going to take on? Like, there's just so much going on there.
I think there's a couple of different ways you can do it. But at the very least, if you assume that there's going to be,
I think it's going to be a tag team match and the SmackDown Women's
Championship. That makes sense. If they don't resolve who's challenging for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania, I could see the Raw side being the 6 guys fighting it out to challenge Seth. Yeah. And then, but I definitely think one of the chamber locks is going to be Io Sky defending the title in the chamber. Oh man, I mean, but I think about this too. Bayley and Io, I like Bailey a lot, but like it doesn't scream
No one
WrestleMania
cares
match to me.
about EO.
I like Damage Control now. I think that for a really long time it was difficult to kind of like
Damage
warm
control,
warm up
delete.
warm up to them, but like lately they've been very good. Like on SmackDown doing their thing. But again, it's like Bailey versus Io Sky doesn't scream like a WrestleMania match to me. It feels like there's this ingredient missing. So